Explain something to your audience, right? What makes me different is I don't focus on money first. I focus on becoming the solution.
Might have to take notes on this bitch. Famous and Wealthy got my boy Kash in the building, man. Today he gonna be talking about logistics and cash flow, man. Tell him a little bit about what you do, my boy.
What's the deal, Kevo? Cash with a K. I'm a college dropout turned multi-millionaire in sales. I use logistics as my cash flow engine. So my formula is very, very simple, right? I solve cash flow problems by using systems. Right. And very few people understand how to build cash flow because they weren't taught. And it's a very, very simple solution. And that's what makes the difference. And that's what I connect, right? Because no one is explaining the sequence of how to actually get rich. Here's a fact, Kevo. Most people consume financial information in very, very small fragments. And that's the problem. When you learn a system, right, a lot of people don't put themselves in a position to understand how the system is formatted and used successfully. So when you're in school, they teach you how to earn a paycheck. That's not exactly how you want to do it. So I used to position myself to chase money. Once I started understanding and studying how systems ran, I positioned myself to change things overnight. Logistics was used as a cash flow engine because it positioned me right in the flow of how everything ran. As opposed to going out and chasing money, I just positioned myself where freight moved every day. Therefore, people had to come to me to solve problems. I noticed that when I put myself in a position to be the problem solver, it was easier for me to find out how to make money because I was always in position of the flow of how money moved.
Right. So tell me a little bit about like where you grow up. Where you from, actually?
I'm from Los Angeles, California. Like I said, I'm a college dropout. I went to Tuskegee University. I started in real estate, wholesaling. From there, I went to college. After I went to college, I found out that school didn't suit me well enough because I wasn't positioned on generating cash flow. A lot of things that we have to pursue in life, it takes cash and you must need cash flow. So I positioned myself to be a CEO.
Right. You know, it been a lot of rumors about California being so expensive. How did you survive out there, you know, being like one of the top places to stay in, you know, one of the most expensive places, you know? How was life growing up, you know, with that, you know, element of, you know, money, you know, just being just so next level high compared to other cities?
Yeah, for sure. LA is one of those places where there's always opportunities. So if you don't put yourself around the right situations, you won't ever be offered the opportunity that'll be presented. So my family is real structured on businesses. My mom, she owned a t-shirt spot in Los Angeles that's been there for about 25 years. So I was able to understand how businesses were formed, flowed, and built. With that presenting me just various opportunities in real estate. Once you go from one hustle, it teaches you how to invest and build systems to have cash flow generating. So my family really taught me about how to build cash flow and have monthly income. You feel me? Passive income.
Right. What made you get into cash flow and logistics and stuff like that?
I started off in real estate, wholesaling real estate, a $10 million portfolio when I was about 21 years old. From there, I understood that a lot of people don't typically have the proper positioning when it comes to credit. That led me into credit funding because a lot of people have access to funds that they can save up for, but they don't have a lot of ability to know how to use their credit to access more money. So from the real estate portfolio, I find it kind of difficult dealing with so many moving parts. So I transferred into credit funding. From credit funding, I transferred into investing. But there was still one problem, the cash flow problem. That's what transferred me into logistics because I was able to create money every single day from solving problems like I mentioned.
So, okay, you know, we all go through this, right? When you were grinding to get to the level that you at, you know, which you successful, was it anything that was holding you back that you could have been let go that somebody's probably watching right now that's probably like, well, I'm cool with doing what I'm doing now. Like, what do you suggest that people let go of to get to the next level?
Trying to bring everybody along with you. You feel me? A lot of that attention, a lot of that energy that you putting into somebody else, you could be just putting it into you. I've been in the situation where isolation is key, because it challenged you to grow, it challenged you to face certain demons and certain curses, generational curses that you haven't addressed when you were younger. I feel like a lot of people want to bring their friends, their family along with them on journeys that God literally predetermined for. Yeah, you feel me? So and that halts you a lot. You feel me? Because sometimes you might not move at the same speed as me, but I might want to go a little bit faster. You might want to go a little bit slower.
Yeah.
So it doesn't position you well enough. Kodak Black said something that God wanted to bless me, but I was trying to bring, F niggas around me. So you gotta let go of the comfortability in order to reach the next level. And isolation is where you'll find that, because you'll have to answer questions that were basically taught to you, and you don't understand where they're taught from. And you got to go break those barriers down in order to reach that next level.
So if somebody wanted to get into, the cash flow game and the logistics game with you one-on-one, what would you normally charge for like a mentorship?
It's all about being starting off as a broker. So I train LAEs, logistics account executives. So you come on board with Royal Lane Logistics, you're able to pay a $97 fee, and we're able to train you all about how freight moves, from the shipper, the coordinator, and you as the broker facilitating deals. Right. It's not an expensive program, because we actually want you to learn the game, and we want you to apply the knowledge that we're providing. It's more about learning and building connections. So the industry that I'm in is connection based. You can go from anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 a month if you have the right loads and the right connections to push through the logistics chain. So the entry fee, as anything, shouldn't be really expensive. It's about the work that you put in order to excel and push your brand and your image to the next level.
So anybody that's watching right now, you saying that they can link with you or work with you for $97?
$97 a month. It sounds like a low ticket item, but you got to realize this: a lot of the information that I'm pushing is self oriented. You got to put your own work in. Yeah, you can sign up for something for $97, but if you don't apply the information, you'll still be stuck the same way you were before you even paid the $97. Right. So how many times have we thrown away $10, $5 on a gift card that we never even used, and that's free? So it's not that I'm charging a low item. It's the fact that people have to come in, be willing to learn, be willing to grow. Because when you're training yourself in the first 1 to 3 months, that's when the hard tickets come. So if I'm charging somebody $97 on a monthly basis, they feel obligated to return investment because they're learning as they grow.
So as far as with your students, how many students do you think that you got to that level, that next level? The
next level students are around about 150. I've been in the logistics area for about a year. So from there, I started out with no contracts. I went out and found all of my contracts. I work with a lot of steel companies, a lot of home manufacturing companies, and a lot of grocery distributors. It's very, very easy to access those industries. I call them access industries because you're able to position yourself around products that move on a day-to-day basis. From there, it's extremely easy once you get on the phone and being able to make those connections. You can meet somebody at a gas station that can push you $20,000 in loads a day, a month.
What's the most you think you made off it in 1 month?
My highest earning month was about $75,000. Wow. $75,000. It took me about maybe 260 loads. It's not a lot. Then just imagine if you're pushing out about 5 to 10 loads a day, that's 300 loads a month. So if you're making anywhere between $250 to $1,500 per load per mile, you might be anywhere making between $1 to $4 a mile as a broker. You're not touching any trucks. You're not touching any loads. You're coordinating with a shipper that needs something shipped from one destination to another destination, and you're coordinating the transaction and making money from there. And one thing I want to give out right now, right? So there's another company that is very, very critical to the freight market and the freight industry, right? And it's the company called Aurora. They have the first self-driving trucks in America, right? What that is going to do is eliminate direct carrier lanes. So if you have someone on a dedicated lane from Dallas to Houston and they have a dedicated freight with a steel company, that can use Aurora, you just excluded out a driver. So now, as opposed to paying a driver $1,500, $2 a mile to go for a flatbed to go from Dallas to Houston, you now just eliminated that task. From there, you're able to increase your profit margin. So Royal Lane Logistics is focusing more on buying automated self-driving trucks to position ourselves to be more lucrative in the future as these autonomous vehicles come aboard.
Right. And I know it's a lot of people that's watching that's, young, older. What age range, that you suggest that people be in? Like, can you have a felony, doing this? Okay. So somebody watching, they don't got a job, they looking for a job, they trying to make some extra money. They don't know nothing about logistics or anything, but they want to get in the game. Like, what are some steps you can give them right now?
So number one is very, very easy to be a broker. All you need is a phone and a laptop.
Okay.
One thing is there's two different type of brokers. So you can get into logistics right now. You can 4PL something. You can go on.
What does 4PL mean?
Four-party logistics.
Okay.
So say, for example, I have access to somebody's DAT account or truck stop account, and I have access to somebody that has a truck. One of my friends or something has a truck. I can literally get on there and coordinate a deal from another broker that has an account, and I have access to a truck that's been sitting on the load board for maybe 2 to 3 days. So that's 4PL. You can literally call and book loads for people with trucks and already current loads right now.
Okay.
What we focus on is 3PL. So we go out and find specific people that need items and products moved, like Amazon, Nike, Puma, and we find trucks, our own trucks, and we pay the drivers from what we're getting paid from the commission of moving the products.
Right. So what's your goals for 2026, with your company and your mentorship program and stuff like that?
The goal is to onboard as many people as possible. You asked me about what's the age range. The age range is between, I would say, anywhere from 17 to about 35. If you have a phone and you have a laptop and you have the ability to make calls continuously, about 2 to 4 hours a day can get you anywhere from 50 to 100 potential clients a day. So once you follow up on those leads and book those loads with those potential clients, you're able to increase your profit margin. My goal for 2026 is to mainly focus on onboarding and webinars. I want to position myself to be a coach for the freight industry before I'm able to position myself as somebody that's just looking to collect some money. If I'm able to train and teach, and I'm able to guide people in the right direction, then it'll position me for more cash flow in the future.
Okay, that sounds cool. Are you single, married, or?
I'm single right now.
Okay,
sure.
So I don't know exactly how old you are, but do you think being single or being, in a relationship is good for a career? I just want to, because a lot of people I know that come on here, they be in relationships and they say that the relationship helped them.
Facts.
Then it's a lot of people that come on here and says being single, focusing on themselves helped them more. So like, which one, what lane you in?
Facts. Well, I'm 31. I'm okay on relationships. I just had my first kid, maybe she's 10 months.
Okay.
So I would say personally, you just have to know yourself. If you're a person that understands and can coordinate with a woman that's on your same mission, on your same path, can push you, and all her energy is focused on where she can solve your problems, then of course, because in terms as a man pushes and focuses on his goals, she's going to be the
primary
recipient. So if you have somebody around you that can push you, focus on you, not to indulge in outside activities, like the things you like, want to go to the gym, when you don't feel like it, they pick up the slack, then yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But if I can't even sit down and make a business plan with you,
yeah,
I don't
pointless.
know. I don't know how we can help each other.
Yeah.
If I have to literally, hey, wake up, let's go to the gym, when it's hard for me to go to the gym,
yeah,
Like if you go to the
You
gym,
need that push, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Because like you said, like if you got a girl around you and which she can be your assistant, she can be your business partner, but most of the time these girls are very lazy. You know what I mean? They don't really want to do too much. They act like they can't do nothing. They'll make up an excuse fast. Oh, I can't do that.
Man.
But you can do everything else. But you
Right.
can't do what I need you to do to be both of us to be successful.
Exactly.
Because if you become a millionaire, she automatically damn near become a millionaire.
She's a
byproduct. But she don't want to put in the work.
Nah. And it's unfortunate. It's truly unfortunate that the generations that we're living in right now thinks like that. Because if you look at previous generation, when America was really built, men had wives in the home and the wives raised the children. And when you went outside, you knew that everything was taken care of, So, and it's important that psychologically a man is able to go outside and build without conflict in the home. Because if you have to worry about, because if you think about it, back in the day when you had to go out and be hunter gatherers, if you had a problem at home, that could cost your life or your friend's life.
Yeah.
But now that we have phones and access to information, it's like we've lost the sense of reality in a sense of taking care of our fellow human beings. And I don't want to blame the women 100%, but it's important to understand that women have more influence over other women. So if you have 5 women sitting around talking about one man, 9 times out of 10, your woman's gone. So just be with somebody that supports you, focus on you, and you guys can all focus on the unit at home. So I'm for a relationship if it's about the unit.
Yeah, for sure. So do you see yourself getting married soon or not anytime soon?
I'm not in a rush.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do want to definitely pursue that path.
Yeah.
I'm not in a rush because once you rush into things, you don't even really know this person. Yeah. So I want to learn somebody, grow with somebody. As a businessman, I see how hard it is to build structures. So building relationships is just as hard. You got to be just as committed to your dream as you are your relationship.
Let's say if you meet a girl tomorrow and she's everything you're looking for. What are some of the steps, she have to actually deal with you? Do she have to be fully, embedded into your business? Do she have to be like your business partner, your assistant? Is that like what?
Number one, if she can teach me something, she can go with me. Simple as that. If I can't learn from you, you're a dead asset.
Yeah.
So she has to be able to critique me in a way that advances my productivity. You feel me? So it's like when you're in the gym and you got a trainer.
Right.
Like, hey, yo, you doing the bench press, but if you tweak it like this, you'll see more results. So I need somebody that's going to be my plus one, my supporter.
Okay, bet. So, okay, what are 5 things that you regret doing in your past?
5 things that I regret.
So, for instance, a lot of people, like right now, right? People are watching us who are doing things that if you tell them what you regret doing, like back in the past, but you got successful, that you just like, damn, I did this, but if I would have been richer faster, because you say you're 31, right?
Yes, sir.
You could have been richer at 21.
For sure.
But, like, okay, let me just tell you me. So, hanging around the wrong people at a younger age, trying to be super hood, like, not saying that I wasn't trying to be, but how I grew up, I had to be, like, very hood, very dangerous, very this, very that. You know what I mean? Like, always, like, not trying to move out the hood fast and, like, feeling like, oh, damn, I'm going to leave my homies type thing. Right. You know what I mean? So, that's one. Not trying to, because a lot of people that's watching go through this too. So you might have a girl, right? She stay in a small neighborhood, ain't nothing going on in the neighborhood, but you think y'all finna be together forever. So you don't want to leave that area because you feel like if I leave, you think that you're gonna be with her forever. So I wish that a lot of people can see the future because you would have been jumped up and chased the success that's maybe in Texas, maybe in Florida, maybe in New York. You know what I mean? Thanks. But you're sitting in an area like on dead weight, you know what I mean? In hopes of this relationship to do great. So a lot of people put their goals on pause for a relationship or for a job or for their family.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Facts. And they don't even realize they like, oh, well, yeah, mama, I can't leave because my family's here.
Facts.
You like, okay, go get rich and come back to your family.
Facts.
But they don't think like that. So I say that's two. Sometimes when I was like young, I feel like I tried to like overly fit in with certain people that I didn't need to fit in with, if you get what I mean.
No, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, damn, I'm trying to. So like in my area, it was just like overly carrying guns, or maybe overly always just hanging out all night. You know what I'm saying? Or just knowing you don't supposed to be in a club every day, but you might hang out around with a group of guys that just want to party in a club every day. And that's just, and then you look at life like, damn, this ain't doing nothing for me, but I'm doing it.
Right.
You see, you get what I'm saying? You'll look at it like, damn, why am I doing this? It ain't getting me paid. But you got to switch up the circle of get you some gym friends, get you some people that's always talking about money, get you some people that's always, trying to elevate their life.
Facts.
Versus, oh man, hey, or you could just hang out with some guys that just talk about smoking weed all day.
This is true.
Ain't nothing else to do, man. Let's go roll up. Next thing you know, it's 2 weeks passed up. You still on the same couch rolling up.
Facts.
Right? Nothing wrong with what you doing, but if you're gonna be rolling up, y'all need to be rolling up, creating an app or an AI or something. You know what I mean? But they just be burning time looking at, because we distracted with a lot of comedy.
Yes.
So we get on Instagram and we want to laugh. But you going to laugh all damn day, because guess what? It's a hell of a lot of funny stuff on Instagram. Exactly. So it's going to keep you distracted. Distracted is all in your Instagram. Now you got a whole lot of funny, jokey, comedian type stuff in your stuff. And you can't really focus, and ain't no business got talked about. Ain't no plans got made. Ain't no money got made or nothing. And another year done passed. You know what I mean? So those are similar, like my regrets of just, wasting too much time on the phone. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just wasting time with certain individuals and people, and trying to hold on to things that ain't solid. 1,000. You know what I mean? Not moving quick enough. You know what I'm saying? To a city I know they got a lot of millionaires, but right. I'm trying to stay in this city thinking that I'm gonna miss something. Right. Because like even especially a lot of guys, even if I can have a kid with a girl in Oklahoma, do you think I'm gonna stay in Oklahoma?
Of course.
No, I'm just telling you, like, I have to, if I need to be successful, I need to go move and get successful for my kid that's in Oklahoma. Big facts. Staying in Oklahoma is not going to do anything for me but make me more depressed and make me no connections. And I'm just sitting here trying to cater to some girl that I ain't even going to be with in the next 4 years. Big facts. If you really think about it. Facts. So it's better to go but make that move, and then both of them will be proud when you come back successful. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of guys got to start thinking like that.
Facts. You know what you just did here, Kevo, and a lot of people don't do. Yeah. That aren't in a position that want to reach the next level. They self analyze. Right. When you leave the house, when you leave the club from chilling with the homies, going to see your girl, you just go into different relationships, different coping mechanisms to basically not focus on what's at hand. But what you did right here is just self-analyze. That's what positions you to always be able to grow. Right. So some of my biggest flaws, I would say, number one, biggest one, I've always never wanted to be in the top spot. So I've always been scared of the limelight, like the number one spot, the winner's attention, so second place, third place,
being shy.
Yeah,
me
pretty
too.
much.
I was like that too. Like literally, you couldn't get me. Like if somebody told me to sit down and do this, I would have literally told them that will never happen.
No, bro.
I would have been like, sitting down in front of a cameras. Hell no. Like, honestly, literally, like I would have been like, I would have tried to hate on it. Oh, that's corny. I ain't doing that. Like I would have, because I wouldn't understand the money and the fame and I would have been like, I would have felt like those guys that they different from me. I don't got to do that. Facts. I would have been knocking it, not knowing what's really to it.
It's not more so knocking it. What it is like, it's the shyness that you said. Because sometimes we don't always know what's on the other end because we haven't been taught or explained. Mm-hmm. So I find myself not wanting the limelight because it's like, what will I do with this attention? Will it corrupt me because I don't know exactly how to deal with it? But then you got to always reposition and find yourself grounded. So I like to work out and read the Bible a lot, day to day. You feel me? Because that keeps you grounded. It keeps you humble. Right. So that was really my main biggest one.
Yeah. See, even with me though, bro, like, so this is what you're supposed to do when you do catch the fame. It's two ways. You can either be worser or you can be better. So when God do bless you, right, you're getting blessed for a reason. You getting blessed to promote him. You get what I'm saying?
Hey.
So if I know you don't want the limelight, but if you pray for favor,
Yes.
what is favor? It's this.
Yes. Yes.
So when they ask you how did you get favor, you should be like, oh man, I'll give it all to God.
Literally.
But you at the top spot though, that's what he really wants. So you can get more others to come on the board.
Facts.
See what I'm saying? So it's not really like, oh, I don't want the limelight for this reason and that reason. You really should want the limelight because that's what God wants you to do to inspire more people to be, to jump on board, to be honest.
Hey, now that you put it like that, it hit different. It
Yeah.
hit different.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like we're from the same type of areas, same type of lower inner city communities.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of opportunities when it comes to people giving us actually the information to push us to the next level. Like kind of you just said.
Yeah.
Because somebody will hear that and say, you know what, bro, that was actually encouraging for me. That was exactly what I needed to hear to say, I'm leaving my community, I'm leaving my city, I'm going to go pursue this dream, and I'm going to go sit on Bandman Kevo's podcast.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you got to realize like this, like people think like, oh, well, nah, like you said, they don't really want the light, this and that. But okay, let's say if you're praying, you're reading the Bible, like I pray all day, every day. So people wouldn't know, but at the same time, anytime you do something, you got to you got to kind of thank God for every single thing, right?
Sure.
And then even though you're praying for something, you should still thank him in advance. But when he brings you up and you're study leveling up, you should be thanking him, but thanking him in front of a lot of people. You know what I mean? And then when you get to that level, like my level, you should be letting people know, like, yeah, God. He did it. He he's real, this and that. You know what I mean? So more people can, because if you low key, nobody will know nothing. They'll be like, oh, well, maybe,
Can you break that down for me a little bit? I'm a little bit intrigued by what you just said as far as promote them at the highest level. That like
so like me, my level that I'm at right now, like, okay, for instance, a lot of people don't know what I used to do when I was in Chicago, right? I used to go to the hood. I used to hand out gift cards, T-shirts, and food, different types of stuff, right? To younger kids that I knew that they families wasn't doing that great. But the best thing about what I did every Sunday, because I do this on Saturday, but then I double back on Sunday and I pull up with like 6, 7 black trucks. You know what I mean? And I used to be like, hey, man, remember I came through yesterday? They'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, man, all I ask y'all to do me one favor. They'd be like, what? I'd be like, man, I just want to take a lot of y'all to church with me. So I go to church. I pull up in the hood at 10 o'clock and I gather all these guys. The church was like 45 minutes away. And I used to bring them all to church. Now, remind you, they never been to church, never knew about church or anything, but this is what God wanted me to do.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So they in church and they talking to each other and they got their phones and their phones going off and this and that. But my thing was I just wanted to show them, and that remind you, it was probably about 20 or 30 of them.
Right.
Because I had like 8 Escalades or whatever, right? So some of them didn't care. Some of them was crying. Some of them was just like, damn, this. And so like couldn't believe it, shocked. But that was what I was doing for, for God type thing, right?
Exactly.
So that's kind of what I mean. I wasn't as big, but I already knew where I was going. And I was like, man, what do God want you to do? You got to do something to actually get to that level. So if you want to get blessed and you're praying and you wondering why it ain't happening, it's probably because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing to get to that level you're supposed to get to. So praying and this and that, but you still have to do stuff because you're still a worker. You're here for a reason.
Exactly.
So that's why I say, like, getting to the highest level, you still have to inspire people to, come to church, come to God. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot, bro. Like, like I'm really deep into God, but people don't know like that, like they supposed to know. But that's my goal, to put it out there and let people know.
Yeah, of course, bro. I feel like it's our duty, to pursue our own purpose and our own passion. And then the more clear you are with God, with your intent, everything is brought back to you. Tenfold, 20-fold. So that's extremely powerful right there.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
So like, yeah, that's why you gotta have a partner that's prepared too. If they not doing it, then they kind of like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I said this.
So you gotta kind of like, you shouldn't have to tell them, man, let's go to church on Sunday and Wednesday. They should be telling you, like, yeah, did you pray? Did you?
Yeah, at least read the Bible.
Yeah, and I read the phone prayers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, the daily effective prayers.
Exactly.
So I do those, and then I do the Bible, and then But you can do those all through the day, depending on what you want. Because two or more pray together, you know it happen, right?
Exactly.
So when you listening to the prayer, you know what I mean. Let's say if you want to pray for finances, you can pray for finance, a miracle, favor, whatever it is, you know, against. You can pray against it, right? So it's better to do that when you're in a rush. Maybe you're in a car, maybe you're in a grocery store, you got your headphones in or whatever. Do it all day because you just never know. This world is kind of, you know,
hectic.
So it's better to just plain, but people don't be making time for that though. You know, people are distracted.
That's a severe disadvantage. Yeah. You know, people pay attention to a lot of information that, like you said earlier, to be entertained, be distracted. And
what's your thoughts right now on everything that's going on in the world right now?
In the world right now, man, honestly, procrastination is the devil's playground. It's the devil's playground. And what we're seeing right now is at an all-time high, just people just not caring, just being lost. No one is fully attentive to how they're putting their energy out into the world. Right. I feel like a lot of people just go on through the day looking at their phones, just not communicating with people, and it's kind of deteriorating society.
Right. So as far as with this war, right, what do you think that's going to happen with the war? Because like I said, I've been looking into it, and I don't know if you know, but I was stuck in Dubai, you know.
Yes, sir.
And it was kind of getting a little bad over there, but I feel like in the next 3 months, I feel like it's going to be super bad because it's only getting worse and worse. What do you think that's going to happen, like, honestly, in the next 3 months?
So for me specifically, logistics is prime time, right in the middle, good cash flow for wars. Okay. It's very unfortunate, but when missiles need to get shipped, food needs to get shipped, you're right in the middle of that. And as a broker, I'm coordinating all the logistics. So in the next 3 months, I can see an influx of my income significantly increase. Yeah. You understand? As far as coming here to hometown America, I don't really have any worries. Things might get a little bit more expensive, but as Americans, we've always come together in times of need. So I would say people don't need to focus on really the news. Yes, be aware, be up to date, but change your position with cash flow. You feel me? Change your position with dedicating your purpose. You feel me? If you figure that the war is giving you a little bit of anxiety, figure out what the problem is. Go address some situations and conversations that you haven't had yet. Start that business plan. Have that relationship talks, you know. Take that course, take that class. Because as you see, things can change in an instant. You feel me? And if you're delaying time after time, year after year, what's the point? Like you told me before, it doesn't take you 5, 10, 20 years to get rich. It's people doing it in 1 month. So I think a lot of this is smoke and mirrors to gaslight people into being caught up in propaganda. If you disconnect from propaganda and focus on your purest intent and what is truly your purpose, the war wouldn't matter. You know, it's wars in Chicago right now. It's a war in LA.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You can, like, I'm confused.
No, for sure.
What are we talking about? So
you're right.
So if you honestly just pay attention to what's going on outside your front door, you don't got to go look for a war on the TV. It's one in a near inner city community. Kevo, let me explain something to your audience, right? What makes me different is I don't focus on money first. I focus on becoming the solution. Very few people are trying to get rich by solving problems. Instead, they're trying to look rich while avoiding them. But when something needs to be moved today and not next week, that's where the real money is. So I built myself within and inside industries where speed, coordination, and execution truly matter. I call them access industries. Remember that line. Because the person who solves urgent problems gets paid immediately. That's a completely different game than just chasing paychecks and income. So let me break down what I do. On a surface level, I help businesses move products. On a deeper level, though, I operate inside a system where transactions and payouts happen on an everyday basis. So I stopped asking, how do I make some money? And started asking, where is the money already flowing? How do I position myself there? That's what led me directly into logistics, because Products still need to get picked up, moved, and delivered every single day. So I don't chase money. I stand right where it has to pass. And positioning myself there eliminated basically chasing income on a day-to-day basis. And honestly, that's the difference between chasing money and becoming the pathway to it. I've learned, right? People don't really pay for information. They pay for real solutions. So think about it like this. Every time your products move, money is right there, right along with it. Very few people ever get a chance to realize they don't need a product. They don't need a truck. They just need to be positioned inside of an income engine. That way, they're able to solve problems and get paid that exact same day. So it's important to understand, when you focus and become the person that people call when something needs to get done fast and right, money doesn't pay attention to titles. It pays attention to solutions. If what I'm saying connects, they'll find me. I break everything down step by step, and I show it in real time. So it's not just talk. You can actually see how I move, how I build, and how things work here inside the Royal Lane Empire. I don't sell ideas. I sell execution. And if this makes sense to you, you already know what to do next. Follow my Instagram, MKSTWRT.
Man, that was Famous and Wealthy Podcast, man. My boy just went crazy. Make sure y'all follow him, man. And let me know, you know what I mean, if y'all want to partner with us on any type of level, man. We definitely going up. I'm definitely joining everything he got going on, and we about to make some money. Tap in.